If the race in GTS is a battle, back here in GT we have a full-blown war. The BMW Battalion versus the Porsche Panzers. Controversial V8 power against the time-tested, bulletproof 911s. The push and shove started at Texas with a factory BMW team throwing around some muscle. At Sebring, more BMW bullying, but not without paybacks. And the Warriors aren't letting up. The Porsche squad captured the first 2 season wins despite the punishment, and they started an offensive campaign at Sears Point. The 4-strong field of BMWs fired shots at their own camp, but managed to stay alive for their first season victory. And here at Portland, the BMWs qualified first, second, third, and fourth. But the Porsches, the Alec Joke cars, are not far behind, and they may have a better race setup. The 2 German giants are going to battle it out again.
Welcome to a sun-drenched and ever-scenic Portland International Raceway for the 4th round of the American Le Mans Series.
Another wordsmith, of course, is Hans Stuck. He will start the car, but Boris put it on the pole. And it's personal with Boris. He hates Porsches, and he really wants to beat them.
Oh, yeah, I mean, we've been battling with Porsches for the last 3 or 4 years, and it's kind of like the Hatfield and the McCoys. And BMW built a brand new car. It's the ultimate driving machine, and I think we can finally put Porsche in their place in the back.
But what about the Corvettes? With the fuel and so on, you might even be able to get in amongst the Corvettes.
Maybe if we can, that's great. But, you know, we're just worried about our class, and our class is 3 really good BMWs and some good Porsches, and, you know, we're looking for the championship. So I'll watch my brother for the first hour and a half. Hans do a great job, and then I'm chomping at the bit to get in that M3.
Thanks, Boris. Back to you guys in the booth.
Boy, he does love driving his race cars, and the engines have come to life here at Portland. When we come back, we'll take a look at this Portland International Raceway facility, and we'll bring you the rest of the starting lineup. Don't go away. Then, the fastest of the GT machines, Hans Stuck and Boris said. Stuckey will start it, but Boris did the qualifying. Then it's Leto and Mueller. Now, arguably these cars, these as well, coming up this next group of Johnson and Oberlin and Eklund and Mueller, 2 last cars, missed the call to grid. They'll have to start from the pit lane. So if there's anything good about that, it comes for Klaus Graf, who has 2 other cars he doesn't have to worry about passing. Coming around, Jeremy, the pace car is in.
I don't think Klaus was going to have a huge problem with those 2.
You never know.
Those Panos cars really do get up and go. Now, these top 4 cars, look at that champion car. The champion car out of the 5 LMP 500 cars was 5th quickest.
And obviously, Brabham wants to bring them up as slow as possible and use the torque, the launch of that V8. We're green. Oh, and right, look at Klaus Graf going to the wall, trying to get by. Brabham coming in.
By PTG, which is the North American team, 2 run by the Schnitzer team out of Germany. Schnitzer team runs on Michelin tires. The PTG team runs on Yokohama tires. So those cars, as similar as they are not exactly the same. Look at this train of GT cars as they come onto the front straightaway.
On board the BMW with Nicholas Johnson, looking back at the number 23 machine. There is that battle, and I'll tell you, after what we saw at Sears Point, there's a lot of people tend to believe that that Yokohama tire might be the tire that might have the measure of Michelin here.
Well, Frederick Eklund really believed that the combination of the Yokohama and the BMW. So there is the battle for GT now, and you can see these guys not running that far behind the leading battle in GTS. There is Nicholas Johnson and Sasha Maassen.
Now you notice Hans Stuck, who was in the car that qualified fastest in this division, has dropped back a little bit. Reports are no problem with the car. He's just dropped back a little bit, conserving perhaps just a tad. Sasha Maassen, though, feeling the mood a little bit here and has got the bit firmly clenched and is after Johnson big time. Now there are reports as well of some damage to the front end of the number 30 White Lightning Peterson Racing MPIE and Westward Ho Casino Porsche, and you can see it's nowhere there in the frame. It's dropped well back. We'll try and follow up on that one for you. But now joining this group up front comes one of the Schnitzer BMWs. That's the blue and white machine right there.
And our leader also coming into this group of GT cars to lap them. So right now we're working lap number 8, and there's the lead Audi. He could go under that Porsche there into turn 9, and he does, but he didn't go until he knew the Porsche was going to leave room. Otherwise, you just take a lot of chances.
Now he blows by Nicholas Johnson, and you can see the rate. Welcome back to Portland International Raceway for the Grand Prix of Portland, where we have been under a full course caution. Sort of came out suddenly, and the reason was actually some contact and a fairly serious debris field that was scattered around and involved one of the front runners in the GT class. We're going to show you what happened here. First, the onboard shot. Now watch what happens up front, Jeremy, to the BMW.
Well, that's the Panos goes around the outside. That kind of pinches the BMW down. The Porsche, you can see, is already up on the curb, but it's a little bit too late, and that takes the little piece of bodywork that runs across the right rear tire there on the BMW. It takes that right off the BMW.
There is a look at the number 22 car, and obviously that car has been in and out of the pits. Now we're going to go back down to pit lane. Andrew Marriott, what's been developing with the Panos team?
Well, very interesting. Klaus Graf did bring the car in. They were running in 5th position, so they weren't going to lose track position at all. They decided to come and put a fresh set of tyres on, so they got a really clean set. They topped it up with fuel, which means they probably won't have to splash and dash now. So it's all looking very exciting. It's been a good move, I think, by the Graf car.
We'll watch for it. Meanwhile, Brabham jumped it big time and gets a little bit of a gap. We are back to green here at Portland, and Brabham putting that V8.
Direct fuel injection that the Geos cars have, but certainly more horsepower. Quick update on the Corvettes. They both came in during that caution period. A little early, you would think, but they're now getting great fuel mileage. They've been working with Bosch on the fuel management. They think they can stretch it to 1 hour and 10 on a fuel load, so they may be able to go the rest of the way with just one more stop, even under green.
Well, Calvin, they did stop relatively early in that yellow, so they got a few laps out there under yellow, which helps consumption as well.
You saw Andy Pilgrim pulling out there to try and pass one of the BMWs. Couldn't get it done in the braking zone. And we talked at the top of the show about how the leading GTS car was only 1 second quicker in qualifying than the leading GT car. And that's because mainly this section of racetrack, which is all about handling. The horsepower doesn't do you any good down here. You can see the BMW is actually going away from the Corvettes in this section of racetrack. You can see the Porsche up ahead staying with Ron Fellows. Now, when they get out on the back straightaway here, the Corvettes will, once they get up on the pipe here, catch the BMWs, but he probably won't have enough juice to get by this car by the time they get to the S's, and he'll have to tuck in here and wait to the front straightaway and then hopefully get by on the front straightaway.
Well, the GT car is so nimble through those twisty bits, and obviously they could go in so deep under braking, and they can get out of the turn very quick. Now let's see. Pilgrim's going to try and tuck in and see if he can make the move, swing out this time and make the pass. Here he comes. He's going to get maybe one of them anyway.
Yeah, he'll get one, but you can see why those GT cars are so quick here. And keep in mind that they'll go 15, 20, 25 minutes longer on fuel than the Corvettes. And one of these cars, the 43 car, stopped during the yellow.
As well as the number 10, of course, that was not only to...
Well, keep in mind, again, these guys are racing each other, and they're not always looking in their mirror. And both of these guys will clear all these GT cars. There you see Klaus Graf now has caught Johnny Herbert. What a battle back there.
Oh, and he may try and mount, but then he gets stumped by a couple of cars and gets parked as well. Oh, and that's one of the Bimmers just got into the back of Herbert.
Now, those Audis are tough, not a problem. Now, there's Graf. He goes around the outside. If you're Klaus Graf, you know this is an opportunity to get something done. This is an opportunity to get by Johnny Herbert. But I'll tell you, Klaus Graf not able to get around the first of the Schnitzer BMWs.
Hansen in his mirrors, and oh, number 6 has gone off. That is Hans Stuck.
5-minute event, so Klaus Graf with essentially what ended up being an almost free pit stop for this Panos, because remember, you saw Brabham took tires, Christensen did not, and Klaus Graf was able to take tires and got held up there by the number 42 BMW. Klaus Graf was able to take tires under yellow, and that is a real freebie.
And he leaves it, of course, it's going to be a while before he is going to need to stop. Now we're on board with the number 10 machine. This is Bill Oberlin, who's worked his way up into the second spot at GT. And let's take a look, Jeremy, at some of the telemetry from this car.
Well, that yellow graph is the speed graph, and you can see it building speed up the back straightaway. Now, let's keep careful note of the speed through the S's of this GT car. They'll probably top out right around about 150 miles an hour, down to a little less than 120, about 110 miles an hour through the S's there. There's the lateral G below that, about 1.6 lateral Gs through the last turn, turn 9. There goes one of the Panos cars.
So I point him by, I believe that is 60 or so miles an hour. Now for a comparison, Jeremy, through the same sequence, let's take a look on board the vet.
I think it was very good. So we thought it should be good today, but unfortunately it's not. Maybe it was just a bad set of tires, I don't know.
Try and fill those very, very large shoes, as we said. We'll back and forth. Welcome back to Portland, and number 10 is in the pits. Bill Oberlin has brought the BMW down in. Apparently a flat right rear tire was the cause for the pit stop at this time, but of course they're doing fuel and upgrading tires all around, and while they were at it, Oberlin is out, and Nicholas Johnson is on board, and they're telling him, fire it up, a little delay. Now he takes the Yokohama shop Milner prototype technology with BMW back on course and heads up. Look at that chatter from that red line. Then lights it up, and away he goes. We get a report to number 43, the leader in GTs, and Jerry Mueller has brought the car in. Are they doing a driver change, Andrew?
Well, I have to be honest with you, Greg, I was just watching Bill Oberlin get out and having a quick word with him, so I'm a little way. The two BMW pits are separated by about 200 yards. I'm trying to sprint down here to see what's happening, but I'll have to let you know.
All right, Andrew, well, they did in fact do the driver change, so it is Mueller is out.
Ron, how's it going, mate? That's Salim with Terry behind the wheel. Looks like it has a lot of pace right now.
Yeah, well, it's pretty close in pit lane, exiting, and he was on the limiter. You could hear him jabbering on the limiter, so unless he just let go of the button a little bit too soon, and it jumped, and then we saw him, I think we saw him briefly there off track as well.
So an eventful out of 20 seconds here after the pit stop. Well, guys, a couple of things going on here, and the biggest is that the Panos team decided not to change tires. They're deciding to double skid. Right now,
They're going to drop back. There's a great battle starting to unfold. This is for second in GT, and there's the pass. Boris said just knifed underneath York Mueller. The Schnitzer BMW falling to the Milner prototype technology group car. That's Yokohama versus Michelin. And right now, it was a very decisive move by Boris.
no question about it. The team car to Mueller, the other Schnitzer BMW with Frederick Eckblum on board, is presently leading GTs about 20 seconds up the road from these two.
See if Mueller's going to be able to come back at him, but the way Boris went by him, it certainly appears that Boris may have just a little bit of the advantage at this stage. And of course, tires, Magnus is on these tires a little bit longer, I think, than Hero, but nonetheless, it should be fairly much. And there is number 10, and that is currently being driven by Nicholas Johnson, 5th in GT. That's the car that we saw Magnussen flash by, and there's no way, I don't think he's going to make it.
Well, in reality, he should be pulling this race car off the racetrack, because this will definitely bring out a full course yellow, a little bit blind back in this part of the racetrack. It sounds like it's running, it just sounds like it's lost drive.
We are under caution because of the stalled car, the number 10 prototype technology group BMW of Nicholas Johnson. They have got the car essentially removed. Trying to get the last bit of heat into the tires, trying to slow everything down, push people up. Watch the pace car to duck in, and Aaron Magnussen go out for the hammer. Green flag is up, green flag is out.
I'll tell you what, if I look at Pirro, look at that. Well, if I'm Jan Magnussen, that is possibly the worst way to restart the event, because what you want to do is hang back, let the pace car go.
This is back in the chicane, up by himself again.
Oh, and there is one. There is the 42 BMW. One of the Schnitzer BMWs, I think it was the 42 in that shot, spun as well. That would be Jörg Mueller. Frederick Eckblum in the number 43 Schnitzer BMW is leading GT. His teammate is Jörg Mueller in the number 42 car backwards. So I think there's more to that whole situation than we know right now.
And as you point out, the number 23, the Porsche with the brand new tire. Interesting race unfold here at Portland, and a couple of BMWs development there. But first, let's check in with Calvin Fisher.
Interestingly enough, Tom did get the fastest lap at the beginning of the race. That's worth the bonus point. Andrew Marriott in the BMW cam.
Yeah, I'm with York, brother York. Didn't expect the car to come in right then, did we?
Yeah, Jay just said that there's something wrong on the rear end, but I think that's when already posted, that wasn't a very fair move. You know, he hit me in the back after the restart in the chicane. I'm even sure she's but between us it was always fair. So.
Car's just left now, so you're not very happy about that at all?
Not at all, no. I mean, the car's a little bit bent now. It looks like JJ felt it, so yeah, we'll see what we can do now.
Going to have a word with him?
Definitely.
Not a happy man, you're
Thanks, Andrew. It's interesting in the GT Sebastian trying to get around Roth and moved over a little bit too much and clipped Mueller, so that's what we think may have happened. So right now, JJ Leto has got to deal with what is apparently not the best handling car going out there. He has caught the back of the pack, but as I was saying, Boris said now leads in GT. Then you've got Lucas Luhr, Frederick Ekblom. They all are brand new tires as they all stopped during this long yellow that we just had. And so the pursuit here could be pretty interesting.
Yeah, you've got Lucas Luhr, Ekblom, and Leto all on fresh tires. We don't know how good Leto's car is. Now, here is Jan Magnussen, another opportunity for him on this restart. And again, if he waits until he gets to the front straightaway, it just becomes a drag race. And really, it's less of an advantage for him. Now, there he goes in the middle of the corner. That's how you can get a bit of an advantage. Wait until the middle of the corner. That's not what he did last time.
No, he didn't at all. Look at these guys bobbing and weaving back and forth.
Well, they're cleaning their tires off just to make sure they're good once they get down into the braking zone.
It's just a remarkable story. Here's that battle in GT. Now, keeping in mind, Boris said is about 9 seconds clear right now of the number 23 McKenna Porsche, Lucas Luhr, just going out of frame. Right behind him now with JJ Leto. Apparently that car that Jörg Mueller was concerned with, the damage is very okay. There's Boris said leading, but he is on old used tires. By comparison to everyone else that is pursuing at this stage. There's Boris. And it's now, it's about 9 seconds or so, as I said, to the green line. There it is. And they're coming up, going around the lap car, the number 30 entry. There now is 23 Lucas Luhr, and he gets a little bit of a break as Leto cannot get by that Peterson Porsche at this stage. Certainly going to be helping out to not making it all that easy. Leto trying to squeeze down underneath. Now it's a drag race down this front straight. And looks like he's going to get it. Looks like Ekblom might even get by as well. A little bit of damage to the front of the Williams machine right there, as you can see.
That's probably the pop from onto the 42 car. That's probably the damage we saw in the 42 car, which caused them to make those 2 pit stops. The car seems to be running okay right now. I think the biggest thing here is that Boris said is running on clean racetrack.
On clean racetrack, and he only lost a little bit less than that straight. And there's the break. That's exactly what Magnussen needed. Oh, there it is, right there. The BMW didn't catch sight. I don't think the Puro held them up momentarily, and that made it no racetrack.
I mean, certainly there was no guarantee that Puro was going to have a shot at him, but that was the kind of thing that Magnussen needed to give him just a little bit of breathing room.
Tiptoeing to the last corner onto the front straight. The streak is gone, and Pinos gets it. He picks up the win. And they weren't even going to come here originally, the Corvette team. And there's the 6th, Boris Said. And Hans Stuck taking the win for Tom Milner's Prototype Technology team. Just an unbelievable developments throughout the field. But the biggest unquestioned, Andrew, is with the Pinos.
Welcome back to Winner's Circle. Big Boris, huge hands and a great win. Hans, you're over the moon with that.
Oh yes, I'm so happy, you know. I mean, now we're in the hunt for the championship, and we're very pleased to beat the Schnitzer team. This was our target this time. And thanks to a great team, thanks to Yokohama and thanks to Boris, we have been not only the fastest, but the smartest guy that will make us win the race today.
Yeah, right at the end, you didn't take fresh tyres on the yellow. That was obviously calculated.
No, I mean, today it was a tire war, you know. Porsche, BMW had Michelin's, we had Yokohama's, and you know, our tires were as good on the last lap as the first lap. So, you know, Yokohama gave us a great tire day. They've been working real hard on our car, and the team did a great pit stop, and, you know, we have the best car out there, a BMW M3. So it's the ultimate driving machine. Hans did a great job, and, you know, I'm tickled to death to be in Winner's Circle.
Two happy men are going to be celebrating. They're needed up on victory circle there. Back to you guys.
Yeah, Andrew, I think the dinner rolls will be flying tonight during dinner. There's no question of that. Let's take a look at our full field results here. We showed you the top 10 earlier, but we get a little bit deeper down in the packet. One of the things that they talked about, Hans Stuck saying they were the smartest drivers. I mean, he laid back early. He didn't push too hard. He conserved fuel, and I think that really made a difference.
Well, he didn't get involved in that big thrash that was going on amongst those GT cars. And I think that that was probably the right thing to do. Remember that his team car, the 10 car, got damaged. I mean, pretty much all of those cars made contact at one point or another during the day, and I think it was a good strategy. But I think more importantly, they decided not to stop at the end.